Oh my god, that was something, let me tell you. So, PC shut off, I don't know why. But I at least want to explore what this has to offer. At least just a little bit more. Before we get into it. Before we finish stream. Because for me,
First date.
there we go. At least at this point, I know what we're doing. I know what we have to do.
Bravo! Simply splendid.
Yeah. So essentially, we just go on in. Check the mirror, wash my face. We're gonna close all of that, we're gonna turn that off. I want to do the 1 hour route.
Darling?
Is wearing this, anything she's topless. That's a girl that looks this in a more massive tentacle.
It's
It's okay, I forgive you. That said, can I give it?
not a chance.
Wow! Have you dated before? I have, too, so I was mainly just wondering what kind of guys you're into.
Well, I kind of have a thing for guys under 1 billion years old. I know, I'm such a cradle robber.
A billion years old, I was talking about humans. What kind of humans do you have dated?
Let's just say you're the nicest guy I've dated by far. Well, my last human ex hit me with a boat, so the bar is low.
Jesus!
Porous! Though, me being single now kind of tells you all you need to know about how those relationships went.
Jeez. Got any
I
stories?
dated a beholder once.
Oh, what?
You know, in hindsight, I shouldn't have been surprised that a sentient mass of eyeballs was seeing other women.
That is interesting. So I need to do this. No rope or amulets. Do I have the knife? I do not. It's time for me to grab the knife. Yeah.
Heavens below! I'm so sorry. No peeking, but I love it!
Looks like the clouds have cleared up and I was out of the room. If I want to date, I like to make sure, absolutely sure that our window is never open as ever. Instead of choose from this point on, my actions will have consequences. So, what do I need here? If you see or hear something strange, it's not your imagination. Be ready. Proceed in total darkness, no lights or candles, ensure that everything is clear, no way. Wear a mask or something. Sorry, your features. We always remember the second step on the previous page. In total darkness, no candles. What? Oh, I need the thing and the rope.
Oh, handsome.
Hello, handsome. I can't move it again, just like last time. Okay, calm down, focus. If I control my hand, then. Hey.
You're learning to
Learning
control your eldritch mouth so soon?
I'm getting the hang of it. And it seems I still have my muscle memory from the last reality. Good.
Try saying something in Rillian.
The world moon.
That is so sweet. You learned to say I love you. You must have been studying, huh?
Yeah, I'm pretty fluid now, right?
Well, voting would be a dangling participle error since you started the sentence with yeah instead of yeah.
Yeah.
And since you and I are intimate, you don't need the gin suffix. No need to be so formal
Thank you,
with your
baby.
girlfriend.
I appreciate it. I learned it, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you learn? Rillian rolls off the tongue in comparison. Hand tongue, that is. How do you speak human languages so well?
Actually, most of us are hyper polyglots. You can't get people to worship you if you can't communicate with them. English, Mandarin, Spanish, French, Arabic, ASL, Parcel Tongue, Elvish, Undercommon, Swedish.
Undercommon?
All languages are made up, darling.
Yes, darling. I'm just checking, but you haven't time for both my boobs, right? What do you mean? This Elvish embrace spell. Wear no robes or necklaces, have the offering on your person.
Do you remember? What? As always.
Gotta take it out before you add anything.
But don't try anything while I'm sleeping this time. I know. Still no. Right before.
Or a day of an event, you betrayed me.
So. And. Did you ever like?
Yeah, we're just gonna end the world now. And one more.
Sweet. Hi. What if we didn't complete the final ritual? What if I?
Oh, this is different. What if I stay asleep longer so we can have a little more time together?
Just you, me,
Lingering in a doomed world
alone.
alone like an endless dream come
Doesn't
true.
that sound nice?
Anya,
Wait,
Lynetta.
no! We were finally going to be together forever! We would have been so happy!
What is happening? What reality do? You said it once, the dream has to end eventually. And if you keep a dream going on forever, it has to become a nightmare eventually, or worse, become a reality. Take a look at the world around us and take a good look at it. Is this what you want a reality to be like?
Of course not. I dream of being with you forever.
But we can be together for a short time forever.
I'm not ready to say goodbye again. Why can't we just stay for good? Why can our time together only be brief meetings and long farewells? What if we're saying goodbye forever?
If I'm in your dream, if I'm your dream guy, then there's no way this is goodbye forever.
Darling, please don't go. I can stay asleep. Darling,
What the
Thank you.
hell?
for giving me a dream wonderful enough to remember clearly. Thanks for playing. Sucker for love. First date.
I want to see what endings we got. Interesting. So we're unlocked to find out pledge, and then there's another route after that. Then after that, it's still worth it that we can follow on. I got mine eye.
Huh? Darling, who?
On guard! Uh-oh.
Dearest.
Oh! Uh-oh.
My sister? You
did it.
Oh dear.
Look at me, darling. What's going on?
Well, obviously your darling has been playing us for fools.
I thought I had you wrapped around my finger.
To think you broke your vow of fealty for this slovenly understudy.
Esther, I knew you were a bedazzled, dime-a-dozen hussy that beds the first literate ass-kisser that'll sit through your little skits, but I expected better from you, darling. Did you really think you were just going to date two outer gods at the same time and get away with it?
Hold on, did you just call The King in Yellow a skit? It is a composition of theatrical
genius that a Philistine like you couldn't appreciate if you had another 13 years sleep.
1,000-year sleep to mull it over. But if my play is too cultured for your tragically unrefined sensibilities, perhaps you've heard the one about the watery tart who never gets a second date. That one is...
You uppity little...
Hey, calm down, you two. There's nothing for me to go around. Can't we just switch makeup? That is hilarious. So what do I need for that ending? Let me have a quick peek. Jesus. Before doing the final pledge, instead switch to Esther's playbook and perform her ritual as following the path will lead to tower landing. Yeah, but there's another ending there. Complete the steps needed for the banquet, except close your curtains to keep Esther out of the room. And light the candles black. This will award you a point towards unlocking the final chapter. If you broke up the Lena in the first chapter, then you could do this secret path. After performing the Elderless Mouth ritual, do all of Esther's rituals until banquet, then swap back to Lena. You know what? This is going to be another stream. This is actually going to be an entirely separate thing. Because we've got all these to do. And I want to try them. I don't have the time for it because I might have screwed up a little bit.
Sucker for love.
So, tomorrow, I don't know what's happening tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to try and get the balance back on for a Phasmophobia stream. If that doesn't work out, if that genuinely doesn't work out, we are going to be doing a little bit of the old Tokyo Extreme Racer. That game is hella fun. It really is, and it's been updated a little bit recently. I'm gonna pull up the doodad for it. On May 22nd. Wait. Thank you for continuing to support Tokyo Extreme Racer. Today we would like to notify fans that we will be extending the early access period, and we apologize to those who have been waiting for the launch of the full game. There are three main reasons for the delay in release of the full game. We have revisited the full feature set of the game based on the tremendous amount of feedback we have received, to spend more time developing and fine-tuning the game to meet the expectations of our fans, and have been able to nearly conclude our discussions with our licensing partners. Oh! Wait, licensing partners. Yeah, this one is interesting. Let's bring this up real quick. So, features planned for tuning, AI behavior, polishing interface, redesigning of perk and skill tree. That's a good one. That's a very good one. Because when it comes down to the skill tree, you only have X amount of points you can ever earn in the game before they're all done. So you have to literally go all RPG and spend your shit wisely. Game balancing. Tuning of rival cars. Tuning of rival cars is an interesting one. Simply down to the fact that There was like level 5 or there was a level 6 or 7 guy that had an absolutely modded to the teeth Supra, and it was just insane. Game balancing, that's fine. Planned additional features: Steam achievements, record rankings, replay, engine conversion, dynamic water and oil temperature functionality in hard difficulty mode. Certain features listed above will be added as updates during the early access period. The entire development team have considered all of the feedback provided and are doing our best to provide the best racing experience possible. Please look forward to further updates. So this one here is interesting. Engine conversion. Engine swapping. That little Mazda RX-7. Let's see. Swap out that swap the engine, the rotary engine out for 2GZ or something. However, what really gets me is, where is it? Have been able to nearly conclude our discussions with our licensing partners. So that leads me to believe there's more Japanese manufacturers to be added, or less. And it's not just licensing manufacturers. So that could be anything from the people behind making the body kits, rims, wing mirrors, body parts, interior parts, vehicle branding. It could be any number of those. So the assumption is, if the deal doesn't go down as well, you're going to see less parts, or even homebrewed parts in the final game. We might see they might pull a GTA if they can't use the cars, and kind of like have versions of those cars that they themselves have made, which kind of scut around the whole copyright thing, and then they'll make their own name for them. So like the RX-7 could be renamed to the RP9 or something like that. There's a kind of nod to the name. But concluding deals, have been able to nearly conclude our discussions with our licensing partners. So your licensing partners would be people that you're getting the copyrights from for vehicles, parts. And I'm pretty sure it also means people to license the game at, like, publishers and all that. So it's very, very interesting to see all this. I wish this game the best. There's also a bug fix that come out as well. Oh wow, this is substantial. Update released with new features and bug fixes. Added features. Added steering wheel controller presets for Hori force feedback, Hori wireless racing wheel, Thrustmaster T248, force feedback steering wheel controllers, some functions of Logitech True Force. So this is stuff for the racing wheels and stuff like that. Controllers, directional keys now work on all screens. That is great. That is great, because when we last played, you had to use the right stick or the mouse to move your cursor around. Point: your money can now be earned by making smooth turns around corners during battle. Various adjustments. The battle balance has been adjusted. Change the regular battle to start with a side-by-side run. That is fine. Yeah, because beforehand, when you were doing battles, you'd literally be teleported behind your opponent, and they had the head start. It was done like the Canyon matches from Need for Speed Carbon, and they were not done in a traditional side by side where you started off side by side, and then whoever's got the more power would be the one in front. Adjusted the AI of rivals. Their AI were fine beforehand. The method for selecting rivals that appear on the course has been revised to make it more random. Okay. When gear shift is set to automatic, the car will no longer upshift when releasing the accelerator. Interesting. So you're not able to go up a gear when you're in auto. When gear shift is set to automatic, the car will no longer upshift when releasing the accelerator. The UI has been adjusted to improve usability. Map, I repeat, the rifle filter function. Change the background image when the day advances. Fixes an issue of getting damage from the main rivals with 0 SP when multiple rivals. Some vehicle model issues above with the HUD display during battle. Private K cars. K cars are the really small compact ones. Commercial K cars corrected the limit for classification number. Fix the bug where sound effects are not playing in some UI. Yeah, it's just some. These are really good balances and adjustments. I'm very happy that this is I hadn't heard anything about this game for months, and then it's like, hi, surprise update. Because I didn't think that it would have had a thing happen. I didn't think the developers would have continued on it. I thought this was just a quick revitalization of a franchise, just to make a quick cash grab. Because that does tend to happen, and it's disgusting when it happens. So I thought that was happening here, but that's not quite the case. But no, that's gonna be it for now. We'll be playing Tokyo Extreme Racer tomorrow night if I'm not able to get the bell ends on for Phasmophobia. So, got that to look forward to. But no, Sims 4 is next week, and I will be continuing Soccer for Love next week. So that's two games that's coming back next week. Anyway, thank you for watching. Stay safe, take care, and bye.